BLM, baby. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. White power. Black Lives Matter. Do they? Do they really? Do they matter more than you and me and everybody else in the world? Do they really? Black Lives Matter over all lives. Huh? Where's it been? Then all of a sudden, poof, it's everywhere. Oh, Black Lives Matter. White Lives Matter. It was nowhere. And then right before the 2016 election in America, boom, Black Lives Matter dominates the headlines. And you Google Black Lives Matter algorithm in the media, 2016, 2020, put that in. Check out the meme. Check out the data. Wasn't mentioned at all for years, and then all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter, and then it went away. It went away. Went away for 4 years. And then all of a sudden, like magicalness from the election conspiratorium of the black hole that is election year, all these little freaks merge out of the woodwork, clambering together, screaming unanimously in one voice of multicolored love, Black Lives Matter, while they parade around anyone that says, no, I don't quite agree with that, and they shout at them, even beat them, in some cases shoot them, set their businesses on fire, loot, burn and destroy black communities in the name of black pride, black love, Black Lives Matter. But then there was a copper shot who was black, they didn't care about him. There was a kid shot by a black man, didn't care about him. There was that 4-year-old kid shot by a black man outside his house, didn't care about him. So if you believe in BLM, then whoo, where did it come from? Where does it go? Where does it lead? But if you're following this stuff, like sad souls like me do, you'll know they get a lot of money, a lot of Benjamins from someone called George Soros. Now, we all should know who he is, and if you don't, do a little Google. Do a little Google schmoogle. George Soros, he said he never felt more alive when he was about 13, 14-year-old, working with the Nazis, rounding up his fellow Jew and putting them in internment camps. Yeah, that's right, he's a Jew. He's one of these dirty, elitist, horrible, Hungarian, inbred Jews. But he's one of them nonetheless. And he rounded up his own with the Nazis, and he says, and I quote, it was one of the most exhilarating times of his life. He really felt alive. That's what this fuck said. You'll also want to know the Sean Connery film with Bond, where there's a baddie that lives in the volcano, is actually based on George Soros. I shit you not. I shit you not. But hey, that's a conspiracy, they'll say. But what's not a conspiracy is every single thing George Soros funds: open society, open democracy, hope not hate, Snopes, all the fact check sites, all of them, all by him. Another thing he funds, which causes lots of beef and shizzing, is Antifa. Now they don't do nothing but cause damage, arson, and make you retarded if you follow them, really. These two groups are the new face of what is being pushed all around the planet, at least in the Western hemispheres mainly, like America, like England. And if you don't know what a colour revolution is, or critical race theory, or commie Marxist bullshit, and if you're still of the belief that communism, that's just means we're sharing, we're caring, we're not democracy capitalist bastards, we just want to share with the world, well, have a cheeky look. Communism, socialism, where's it been? Hey, China, how's that look? Well, it looks pretty fucked. Mei Ling or Ling Mi or whatever the frickin' hell you call that douchebag who was under it before, check out his rule under communism. Look at the poor Ruskies who got shafted over with a Bolshevik revolution. Same BS. The Nazis, man. Nein! The Nazis, yeah. Everyone will say, oh, he was a fascist, he was a fascist. Hitler rise to power used a group that was very similar in motives and tactics and symbolism as Antifa. And Antifa, back then I was anti-fascist party. And they, mother truckers, was what Hitler rode on the back of and what he got his rise to power with. And through them was the brown shirts. Now the brown shirts went round, terrorised the Jews. Anyone that didn't believe or succumb to their ideology, their way of thinking, their race hate bullshit, their divide and conquer tactics, anyone who didn't succumb, you were beat on, you were targeted, your shop windows were put through, you were threatened so you wouldn't open your business, you'd lose your livelihood, and you'd just conform. You'd bend over and you'd conform through fear. A lot of that going around lately, isn't there? Fear. Did you know when the human is in a state of fear, this goes for all humans, because guess what, we're all the fucking same. When a human is in the state of fear, it is unable to access the frontal lobe cortex of his brain and be able to critically think. It means you do not think properly when in fear. You react. Shit. Panic. And I'd say that's what half the country's in. I hope not half. I hope I'm fucking wrong. We're in the midst of a colour revolution. This tactic is old, man. It's old. And it gets used all the time. All the fucking time. All of the lights. And we get blinded by the lights. In the media, hysteria. Through linguistic programming. Using clever words. Linguistics. Yeah? I forgot all the terminology there. Basically, repeat, long enough, loud enough, in loads of different ways, but saying the same thing, say it long enough, say it loud enough, and then everyone will believe it, and they'll report it to you as if it's fact, even though they haven't actually heard it from themselves, or just heard it from everyone else, but we will then regurgitate to everyone as if it's fact. Now, we already do that. I was saying that in the paper, did you see what happened there? Oh. Yeah? Where now it's got an overdrive. So, I'm bouncing around a bit here. This might get put into two. Where was I going? The Bolshevik Revolution. The Nazi rise to power. Everything, this is where we're at now. If you're following this or not, or you have been, you paid attention, or you just start to think, what the fuck is going on? Basically, we're not going to go into a World War III, because we're already in a World War III. A World War III of information. He who controls the information controls the people. Just like it used to be about the money back in the day. Well, they've acquired all that, they own all that, they've got all that, they don't need money anymore, they've got it all. They're setting it up in a way, or they're trying to set it up in a way where they'll never need it ever again. Which is what they already do anyway by stealing all our tax money, but that's another video. So really what's going on is, in our own country now, the white man is not allowed to say, I'm proud to be British, and I just want to buy British, and shop British, buy off local farms, and I would rather pay a local British farmer than a foreign farmer coming into the country, and I would rather buy from a British man than a foreign man coming into the country. And he's a racist for saying that. Well, I want Brexit. You're a racist. Anything that goes against what the black magic box evil overlords tell us on the telly, you go down as a racist, a bigot, a white supremacist. Now all these trigger words is what was used back in the day with the brown shirts, the Bolshevik Revolution, the Mingling Ping Emperor, whatever the hell, I forget his name. Same BS. They sent him to re-education camps. Google re-education camps, China communism. And they're doing them today as well as back in the day. But I digress. Basically, the white man in his own country is becoming the Jew. In 1935, Germany. The propaganda is against us. The white man is an angry, racist, conspiracy theorist that doesn't believe what the papers tell him, so he's a fucking nutter. Well, that's not kind of true, but that's what they're saying. They are. And all the while, the Rona's going on. The Rona, which I'm starting to think is definitely a load of shit, which we now know. But is it a fucking Trojan horse? How many boatloads of jigaboo foreigners? Jigaboo? Oh, he said jigaboo. He's a racist. Not really. Not really when you're raping and terrorising our women. Yeah, you're a fucking jigaboo. Dirty little filthy raper. And guess what? Most of them are doing. Oh, they're not. They're just working men of fighting age that have come over with fucking mobile phones and bringing all the mates and getting all the guns and drugs and the fucking trafficking going. And no, they're just no. Yeah, we've been over there bombing, raping, and pillaging. We have, but we didn't cause all that. Not we, the people. We don't need to be left with all that shit. The fact of the matter is, Google pictures of Iran, Iraq, Syria, Libya before 1970. Google images of all them countries before 1970. And what were they like? They were Western. No fucking burqas, no hijabs, none of that oppressive shit. Because they were free. And then, the money men, those pesky money men again, did a regime change, a revolution in Iran, the Iranian Revolution of 1970, whatever the frickle dickle. They take it over, and the knacker that gets in power, backed by the US and the UK, by the way, at the behest of the Rothies, the Rothschilds, get him in power, start with the children, re-educate the children, get religion back in the schools, make it mandatory, wait 3 to 5 years, then start caning and disciplining the children with the Quran, and bring back the more medieval, sinister, warlike takeover, annihilation doctrine shite that it is. And it is not a religion of peace. It is a takeover textbook book. And if you've read it, and I have read 36 pages, I have, and I had to stop reading after 36 pages because I thought I was reading something fucking Hitler written. Read it, I fucking dare you. But by the way, which copy are you going to get? Hey, because we know it's written on cowskin, and you can see when each Salamala or whatever takes over, they rub it off, and then they write their new shit on. Just in the same way, when an Egyptian emperor would take over from the previous Egyptian emperor, all the great things that Egyptian emperor may have done, when the new guy sits on the throne, what does he do? He goes, hey, chisel that shit off, put my name as doing all that. And that's what they do. We are in the midst of being flooded with migrants, and it has been trickling in for years. They're getting fed, they're getting watered, they're getting housed, they're let in. The fucking Navy is escorting them in. Fuck me. What the fuck? Fucking. Now, it's written about by many influential assholes called philanthropists. Where have we heard? Oh, he's a philanthropist. He's such a good guy for humanity. My name is Bill Gates. Yeah, we need a vaccine. We gotta get a vaccine. I'm Bill. Hey. Philanthropist. Jeffrey Epstein. Philanthropist. Ooh, he's a philanthropist. Weinstein. He was called a philanthropist. Anyway. This fuckery afoot. Everything the telly's telling you is lying. Everything in the news is lying. There might be a grain of truth in it, 5%, but 95% of it is shit. It's all twisted. William Dulles, I forget his name, he was an arsehole, one of the ones behind killing JFK. He said, he was head director of the CIA, by the way. He said, when the American people believe everything that we tell them is false, then we will have succeeded. And what he was meaning there was, when we get to the American people to believe in all the shit that we're putting out and it's bollocks, and they all start believing it and they believe all of it, everything that we put out, we've won. And that happened about 15 years ago for the first time. And we didn't even probably wake up with 9/11. The military did. Anyway, that's a choppy one.